Why could skinny Bruce Lee beat strong karate champions? Back in the 1960s, there was an unwritten rule in San Francisco's Chinatown. Chinese martial arts schools weren't allowed to teach non-Chinese people. But Bruce Lee didn't care about that rule at all. He not only taught kung fu to foreigners, but also wrote a whole book introducing Chinese martial arts to the world. That, of course, stirred up a ton of trouble. Chinese martial artists came to challenge him, and so did a bunch of karate champions from back in the day. So, how did Bruce handle all these challenges? Let's look at one example. In one fight, as soon as the match started, the opponent came out swinging, or more accurately, kicking. Within 7 seconds, he threw 5 different types of kicks. Front kick, spinning back kick, roundhouse kick, hook kick, and side kick. He even managed to transition a roundhouse into a side kick and landed it on Bruce. Sounds impressive, right? Well, that was typical of American karate, which was a bit different from traditional Japanese karate. American karate was more like a mix of taekwondo and boxing. Back then, Americans learned about fighting mostly through British boxing, so they thought, oh, karate is like Japanese boxing and kung fu is like Chinese boxing. And since people already understood boxing, they just thought of karate as boxing where you could also kick. The focus shifted from punches to kicks, which is why, in the 1960s, American karate fighters were all about killer leg techniques. What you might not know is that Japanese karate actually has roots in traditional Chinese martial arts, like Fujian's Wazuquan and White Crane styles. But compared to Chinese kung fu, karate in the U.S. had developed into a super modernized and standardized system. Belt ranks. Every belt came with its own routines and techniques, so you knew what to work on as you leveled up. Structured training. Kind of like a video game. You train, get better, rank up, and always know what the next step was. Easy to market. Uniforms, rules, and a whole culture were all standardized, making it really easy to promote and teach. This kind of structure made karate way more popular and accessible in the U.S. than Chinese martial arts. But that structure also came with a big flaw. Bruce Lee figured it out pretty quickly during the fight. His opponent was strong, sure, but his moves were stiff and predictable. Bruce could easily intercept his attacks because American karate felt like a bunch of techniques slapped together. It wasn't fluid. Bruce's fighting style was totally different. It wasn't just Wing Chun, though that's where he started. He combined the close-range, rapid strike philosophy of Wing Chun with the power techniques of other Chinese martial arts, like praying mantis, Hung Gar, and Tai Chi. He also studied the science of striking from American karate and boxing. Bruce wasn't just about raw strength. He respected the physical effectiveness of American karate, but also appreciated the philosophical depth of traditional kung fu. By blending the best of both worlds, he created a more scientific, complete fighting system, which he named Jeet Kune Do. So, why could Bruce Lee beat those karate champions? It wasn't about being stronger. It was about being smarter, faster, and more innovative.